It's 12 rounds with Chiles. We are in the building. Before we get started, I gotta put this disclaimer out because we may use some choice words, so I like to be respectful. These views and opinions are coming straight from myself and 12 rounds with Chiles podcast. We are not here to infringe on anyone's beliefs. This show will be straightforward and unapologetic, but most of all, we will be filled with energy. I got my main man in the building today. Main man in the building, but really before we get started, I gotta put a shout out to Brass Mill Sweets. They put me in the building. They gave me an opportunity, and I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna drive that
Facts. You
car.
gotta take
What
that.
I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you gotta take that
But
opportunity.
my man, my man, the owner of Intellect Development,
Okay.
Next Epic Construction,
Okay.
Cabinet and Countertop Company,
Yeah.
Kitchen and Bathroom Company,
Yeah.
the contract rep for Super Green Solutions. It's so long, I gotta read the whole paper. It's
So-
like, look, and you still hold down a W-2 job.
It's an impressive resume.
Hey,
right there.
my man
That's an
Gene
impressive
Ringgold
resume.
is in the building. What's up,
What's
baby?
good with you?
Look, man.
Thanks for having me on. I
Ye-
appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I get excited, man, because like we met on the humbug.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yep,
We met
did.
just being in the gym, getting that peace of mind, that hour, that 2 hours, at what? About we in there about
Yeah,
5:30
like
in the morning,
Yeah.
5:30 in the
I was
morning.
I was just trying to get out of like the dad bod club. Like, CJ just told me today, like, oh, you're not in the dad bod club no more. You see, I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I don't want to be in that club anymore.
Look, but it's cool, man, because I mean, we go to the gym, you meet people, man. I feel like at the gym we meet everybody, therapists, doctors, lawyers. You know what I'm saying?
It goes back to networking.
That's
when
it.
we talk offline, I always tell you like networking is key. So like that's a great place for, especially for people who are like introverted,
Mm-hmm.
who don't want to talk to people.
Right.
Like you could just be on the treadmill, see somebody struggling, need to
Mhm.
spot them or whatever. But you see the same people every morning.
Every morning.
So now you start waving and saying hi. They say,
Yeah.
you start that small talk and you get to like, learn things about them. So it's cool. It's a great
Definitely,
spot.
definitely. And we took that from the small talk. And I'll be honest, this guy got so much going on. And we took the small talk to, he was like, man, hey, Charles, I like what you got going on. I like what you stand
Right.
for, man.
Yeah.
He brought me to his house. When we sat
I
down,
did.
he was like, man, come
yeah.
over on a Sunday. We sat down, and it was like one of the first, I was like, man, this guy, he's special. We sat down in that room in your office.
Yeah,
got
and
that
my whiteboard.
Yeah,
my...
bro. We put that whiteboard up on the
Yeah.
on the wall, and he was like, "Look, let's go over your plan."
We did. I'm
Like,
a visual learner, so
yeah,
that was key. Like
bro,
I got to see it.
that was so motivating for me because you think about it.
Yeah.
From that day that we did
We
that,
blew up.
my life done.
Look where we at. We got a green screen
We
now.
on 12 rounds.
You know what I mean? I see you got the hat on, repping with us today.
I'm rep with you today.
Look, I'm like, man, like, I'm extremely happy for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, like, I always help people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I try to lead with that. They always say, you lead by adding value. So
Right.
to see where you at now, you call me like, yo, you see, I ain't clear the schedule.
Yeah.
You see my daughter here.
Yeah.
On a Friday, I'm usually in the crib chilling. I might be outside occasionally.
Yeah.
But I'm typically in the crib. So when you call, I'm like, yeah, I gotta come in.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that because we always say time is money, and we don't get time back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey.
I don't have a lot of time.
I know, because every time I try to call you, you're like, Charles, let me call you back.
Call you back.
But I'm trying to make a business decision. Bro.
Yeah.
But I respect that though, because we went from sitting there to the market board to actually going to some of your businesses.
Yeah, you saw that I had my I'm a big reader, so like I read Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. You know what I mean? So and by me being a visual learner, I always got to write everything down. So when you came in, you saw all of these different. That's how my brain looks. You see, I have stuff over here. I got pictures over there. Like that's really how I think.
Right.
You know what I mean? I try to plan out and make all my moves on that whiteboard. And now I just got it in my brain. Man.
Right.
I can kind of draw it out.
But that was dope though, because we literally broke down my life. Money strategies.
Yeah.
How to make more money, how to make money for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was a big deal. And then we two young black men out here trying to figure out a way.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you think about it, look how everything that we wrote on that board is kind of manifesting.
Man,
like people don't believe that. Like I want to encourage everybody, your viewers, your listeners, everybody, like write down what you want in life. Like write it down. If you got to write it down every day, something about when that pen hits that paper, it really does make a huge difference in things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so. And that's true. That's true because we started with a plan. Can't go to war without a plan.
Right. Yeah.
And now everything that we talked about is coming to fruition.
Right.
And it's dope, man.
Right.
But I definitely want to get into your story.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When I started,
I didn't know what we was. I didn't know where we was going with this.
We're gonna talk about your story because when I got started, I had to name off about 7 titles.
Yeah, I'm busy.
You know what
man.
I'm saying? You're busy, man. You got a whole lot going on, and
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about. I really want to talk about how you began that thing.
Man,
it started with a plan, started with a dream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. To be honest though, like you're seeing the preparation of like 10+ years.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
like everybody, like I made a lot of mistakes in my 20s that put me back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I started, going through life and growing. But I always wanted to do what I'm doing now. Like I was built for this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I say that, like you can. I wish my sister was here. Shout out to Shauna. What up? I wish my family was here really because they can tell you like I always had some business of some type of hustle. Back then I didn't think of it as a business. I really just looked at it like a way to hustle. Right. So I used to sell like custom CDs. I had a CD burner. I had the one CD burner. I used to, you know what I mean, had to download my music off of Napster and all that.
Yeah.
The problem was my dad was cheap. He gonna kill me for saying this. He was cheap at the time. So we had CompuServer. That was like the competitor to like AOL. So can you imagine trying to download a song? Oh my God, it was terrible. But then he saw what I was trying to do. He looked out for me. So then I started doing like custom CDs. I used to do like the paint shirts just to, we was I did that. We was painting Air Forces.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I remember
me and my childhood best friend. What up, Cheese? I see you.
Yeah.
I told him I was gonna give him a shout out. I'm plugging everybody.
We live.
Plugging everybody.
Yeah,
but so we was painting shoes. Like I just always was trying to, get to a bag. So it was only a matter of time that, I got to the point where I'm at now.
Right.
And I had tried, like I had made several attempts to get into like real estate and construction. And so many doors were shut in my face.
Right.
I guess because like people didn't take me serious, or maybe I wasn't presenting myself well.
Right.
Or maybe, and this is probably the truthful answer was I wasn't networking with the right people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's going back to what we talked about off the air, right? Like networking is key, leveraging.
Yes.
I learned about leverage, all that type of stuff. So so I always had that hustle in me. I was not built to work for anybody.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
I respect that all the way.
My parents put me in like a summer like Navy Cadet Academy thing. Yeah, I fell. I was
you
like,
don't really take nobody direction.
We marching for what? Where we going? We was marching for like hours. I'm like, this is pointless.
Yeah.
Like, man, I called my parents like, come get me.
I can't say nothing because I put in 8 years with the military.
Like, you ain't about to tell me when I gotta wake up. You're not gonna tell me when I felt like that was like, oh my man, this is jail. I'm not doing this. What you mean?
So what that means to me is that you had great self-discipline.
No. Yes. No? Yeah, I did. I am a disciplined person. I definitely agree with that.
Because I think that was for me. Like we say in our 20s, we do a lot of crazy stuff.
Right.
I ain't had no discipline in my 20s.
Right.
And it took the Army to be like, all right, you need to have a plan, get up on time, be on time, be respectful. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that I was just as bad.
Yeah, that's definitely important. So I guess maybe why I didn't really need that was because my father was ex-military.
Right.
So everything was structured.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he was, that's kind of how he was. Like I had a schedule, you know what I mean? My mother, at that time, was like a stay-at-home mom. So she kept me on the schedule too, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that maybe that's why, even now, like when you see my daughter, I keep her on the schedule, you know what I mean? Like, you need that. It's important.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
I still want to talk about your company.
Okay. Oh, hold on. So you should ask me how I got started, right?
All
right. So I had so I already had, like I said, this was like 10 years in the making, 10+ years. I had no money. None. I fell off. A lot of people don't know. I fell off. I was like just working regular, type of jobs, right? I fell off. And then my girl was pregnant with my daughter. And I was like, I gotta get right. I gotta get my career back on track.
Right.
I got my career back on track. I started working at W2. Got my, doing I work in telecom. I build cell phone towers and fiber networks. That's what I do for a living.
Okay.
I just don't advertise it because they don't pay me enough to advertise.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's right.
So I got into that field, start my career, and then I was like, all right, now I'm back up. We up, but we're not up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, how do I get to the next level? So I started I started that preparation. Remember we was talking off air. I said, yo, preparation is key, right?
Right.
So I started prepping. So I had a 2-hour commute every single day.
Yeah.
So I had an hour, like 45 minutes, but traffic.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I had an hour commute to work, had an hour commute back.
Mm-hmm.
So I got put onto this podcast. So should I say it? They don't pay me to say it. Should I say it?
Hey.
All right, so listen, if you want to get into real estate, go to the Bigger Pockets podcast. It's an amazing podcast.
I'm gonna be
honest. Teach you everything you need to know.
Yeah. Hey, I was at work.
Put you, yeah,
I was at work.
I put you on. Right.
Podcast. Look, I'm about to call Gene this evening.
Yeah.
Look, I'm about to talk to lingo because I wanted to talk to lingo with you.
Yeah.
So that I can learn it. It's easier when you talk it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that podcast. Big shout out to that podcast.
Right. So that podcast had put me on. So I was listening to that like. It's 3 hours a day. When I got hit to it, they only had like 250 episodes, right? So now I'm driving to work, listening to it. I'm driving from work, listening to it. I'm at work in my cubicle or at my desk, listening to it. I'm just feeding my brain. And on that show, they always have these guests that are just average people, right? And I'm like, damn, if they can do this, I can do this. So that made me want to, listen more. And then they give you content. So then I went on this binge where I was like, let me see how many books I could read. And I started reading all of these books and just all preparation work, right? So now, I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling like I can do this. Yeah. But it's one problem. I still don't got no bread.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I still don't have any money. So I look into wholesaling. Remember I was telling you about wholesaling. So I all right, let me wholesale. Let me try that. So I tried that. And my cousin, I hope he doesn't watch this, but I don't want to curse my daughter, but he crapped on me for real.
Right.
Not mean though, subtle crap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I went to him because he was doing real estate, and I was like, "Yo, put me on. I got time. I got hustle." He was like, "Man, if you don't got no money, your credit ain't right. We can't do nothing for you."
Yeah.
I was like, "Ooh." I went home. My girl's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, he shitted on me. And he pulled off in the Audi. now he knows who he is. He pulled off in the Audi. Something me too. I was hot. Yeah. So I went back to reading more, preparation. And finally, I started learning about leverage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Leveraging my time, leveraging my money. So then I went to my manager and I was like, listen, you got to promote me. You know what I mean? Like I do X, Y, and Z. Like you have to promote me.
Right.
And he was like, he looked at me with a straight face and he was like, what? No. I was like, I knew it wasn't going to happen, but it was that dog I needed. That was that switch. Remember we talked and I was telling you got to have that switch. So that was the switch. I went back to my desk, went in my 401k. They said, oh, you could cash out this amount. It's a loan.
Right.
A lot of people don't know this. If you need cash, borrow it from your 401k. It is a loan. Pay it back. Pay yourself back with interest. Right. So I did that. I had 40 bands. That I gotta pay back. I'm gonna pay back a loan from somewhere, whether I get it from M&T, Wells Fargo, whoever.
Right.
It's a loan.
Right.
Why not pay myself back? Now I'm self-sufficient. Right. So now I got 40 grand. Now I'm like, all right, I'm up. you feeling like you up. I'm up.
That's right.
I started fixing my credit. I took a little bit of bread, fixed my credit. Now I don't have no debt. None, no credit card debt. Right. So that's all paid off. I got a little bit of bread now. So now I'm like, all right, I gotta find a deal. And once I found a deal, actually, let me back up. I actually went and networked with Baltimore City.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And through a friend of mine, linked up with them, went to Vegas to Value, met with them, got on right away with a deal. Now I'm in a deal. And then from there, it just kind of spiraled. Because once you get a deal and people see you start doing real estate, then they kind of, you in a different network. Yeah. So now you're going to different events. And again, networking is key. I told you this. So then that put me in a room, like me and my man was talking before we aired, that put me in a room with people where I was the brokest and I was the dumbest person. But I was the most excited person because I'm like, this is where I need to be. Right. So then that put me in place with, other deals. And then that's kind of how I got started. And I just took the opportunity from there, linked up with better people, got put into other deals, started getting equity. You know what I mean? My first flip, real talk, I lost. We lost. It was me and my partner. We lost money. We lost a lot of money. Yeah. We made every mistake in the book. Yeah. Every mistake you can possibly think of. We made it. What? Got ripped off by my contractor. That's why I became a contractor. Right. I'm like, yo, this dude's ripping people off. I'm like, nah, let me become the guy that buffers that. You know what I mean? Protects people. Because I do things with integrity. So I'm like, let me become that point of contact. So we got ripped off by him. The house didn't sell in time. We had to keep getting extensions. I had to fight with a neighbor, not physically, but I had to go to court. You know what I mean? Yeah, it just was it was the worst situation you could ever have. And everyone till this day, people ask me like, "Yo, you lost so much money on that deal.
Right.
Like, would you ever do it again?" And my honest answer is yes.
Yeah. You learned something, right?
Yeah, because look, I'm gonna tell you. You went to college, right?
I went to college for about 2 years, and I figured it won't.
Me too. I went to. I'm not a 4-year university type. That's
Yeah,
another place that I was like, I don't fit in here.
It won't for me.
Nah, but
it's not for everybody.
But some people do, right? College is what I don't know. What college. My brother's going to Stevenson. Shout out to my little brother Tommy. What up? I told you I was going to do that.
You good?
Nah, but he's going to Stevenson, right? And so how much is that? How much is college? How much you think it is?
Depending on where you're going, you know you ain't paying no less than 20,000.
20,000
that's
semester,
that's
right?
Semester, yeah.
Right. So there's 4 semesters. It's 2 semesters in a year.
2 semesters. So you're talking 40,000.
Nah, that's more. It's got to be.
Oh, it depends on what school
so you go to a good school.
You go to a good school.
I'm not going to no bum school. If I'm gonna go to college, I'm gonna go. I gotta go.
So you're talking like $80,000.
What's Howard? How much is Howard? How much you think Howard is?
I don't know. We're gonna have to use our Google food.
Right. Can't you Google that or something?
Right.
You need a Google person here.
Look, I'm building the podcast team.
Right. So yeah, so like, all right, so you figure, let's just call it 50, right? So you paying 50,000 a year on the low end, right?
Right.
So 50 times 4 is 200,000.
200,000,
right?
Yeah.
So I lost roughly. Why you jumping? It's a big number.
To be something crazy.
It is. We probably lost. We were supposed to make $100,000. I think we ended up losing like 60-some thousand.
Yeah.
It's a tough pill to swallow.
Damn right.
I started with nothing. Now you talking about I'm down 60,000.
Yeah.
But here's the thing though. I didn't go to college, so that I used that as my college. And that opportunity, me doing that, right, put me in a position to where I got accepted to. I didn't get accepted. I got invited to what's it called? Harvard Bank. You know, Harvard Bank is like one of the only black-owned banks in like Maryland. It's only a couple of them. So listen, for everybody who's always talking about the black dollar and all that, put your money in Harvard Bank, that black-owned bank, and they're really doing things in the community. Take your money out of Wells Fargo. Take your money out of M&T. Bank of America, and put your money in Harvard Bank. They're not paying me to say that. I just support them because they changed my life, to be honest with you. So they had a program, right? It was like you had to know somebody to get in, that type of thing, right?
Yeah.
So it's called it's an emerging developer program. So they take like these rehabbers and inspiring flippers and it's people from various backgrounds. Right. So you're a podcaster or you're a journalist now, right? This is journalism, right?
That's right.
so you're a journalist now. So you're interested in the field. So you might be in there. You might be in there with accountants. You might be in there with architects. You might be in there with contractors. You in there with somebody that's excelling or has some type of career, right? So you're in this program. It's a real like non-credit college course, but the goal is they teach you how to do pro formas, and pro formas are like spreadsheets. For people who don't know, it's spreadsheets that when you get a deal, it's how you present it to the bank.
Right.
So they teach you how to do it accurately. So when you go in front of these loan officers and you go in front of these banks and you telling them like, look, I want to get a loan to do this flip. They're going to ask you questions.
Right.
And every question that they're going to ask you, you already got the answer. It's sitting right there. They're like, well, how much is it? It's right there. Well, how much money do you need to build it up? It's right there. Well, how much money do you think you're going to make? It's right there. How much do you think the soft cost? Soft cost is like your permits, your drawings. How much you're going to pay for that? How much is your hard cost? That's like framing and stuff like that, right? So all the questions they're going to ask you is in that little document, right? So they teach you how to prepare that, and then they teach you, like, they give you the game on like how to deal with your architect and how to do it. But the beauty of it all is that it's real development, like mixed commercial, shopping malls, you know what I mean, apartment complexes with storefronts at the bottom, right? And I think that's amazing because I'm gonna be honest, it's all Black people.
Wow.
Not a single outsider.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
So that was dope. And because I lost, because I was doing that deal, I got invited. If I never would have did that deal, I've never been invited to that program.
That opportunity. Right.
So I look at it like it cost me $60,000 to get that. It's a master's course.
Right.
Like they teach it in like like people who are getting their master's degree, they teach that. You know what I'm saying? That same curriculum. It's the same book. It's the same everything. So I looked at it like, shit, it just cost me. I mean, shoot, it just cost me $60,000 to get that type of education. Right. So that was a little long and drawn out.
No, but now that's good because that was something I wanted to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because with all the success, we're gonna go through some things.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know how I got started. They just think it should happen overnight. Those things popping up, driving Mercedes and Beamers, like
big white truck,
wait, right? Oh, you gotta realize, they're like, oh wait, he just came out of nowhere.
So that's definitely something I wanted to talk about because I mean, it's in today's world with Facebook, Instagram, everything. Yeah. Everybody only sees the great things we do. We only put our best moments in front of people. You know what I'm saying? So nobody really knows. I know you don't, man.
I don't.
But I be looking. I be like, let me see what the new house look like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
just text me. I'll send you a picture.
Yeah. You know what I'm
because
saying?
Like social media is so much work for me. Like I got, and then like I'll scroll. I'm a watcher, a viewer. I'm like, man, these people got some time to be making these creative videos. Like,
oh yeah.
Like when my daughter stay on TikTok, I'm like, I watch a couple. I'm like, how do these people have time to do this? Like,
and that's what I say. And shout out to my cousin. I know she's on here. She's on YouTube. She got a couple videos with over 1 million views. 1.4, 1.8. And she always like, you need to do this. You need to get on TikTok. And I'm like, that's so much work.
I can't.
But you gotta tap into it.
Why?
You gotta tap into it.
I come from a different era.
I'm gonna tap into
it. We seen, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we're seen, not heard.
Bro, it's just a new age. And I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. Even for me with the podcast.
Yeah.
Everybody like, throw the podcast up, put it on this, put it on that. You this week. I'm
like, yo, promote this joint. You got me on here on a
man.
Friday night. I'm outside. I'm about to get some game tonight. Yeah. Like, this is a once in a lifetime. I don't know if I'm coming back outside for a while.
And I'm sitting there at work. I'm like, man, I got 35 students right here. I got two classes to teach.
that was real stuff. Yeah.
But no, it is, man. It's a lot of extra work, but I'm starting to understand the value to it. You know what I'm saying?
You catch a hate. You catch a lot of hate from
it. Catch some hate.
See, I don't want the hate.
Yeah. You learn how to deal with it, though. But we also know that we ain't getting hated on. We ain't doing something right.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So somebody got to be watching.
See, I'm real picky about like my environment. Even like now, you see, I came in here. I'm like, all right, what we doing? Who's gonna be here? Like I didn't even know. Yeah. I'm real picky about my environment, but I'm really picky about like my energy too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't be wanting no negative energy around me.
Right.
All my relationships that I have are like organic. You know what I mean? And so like real people hit me up all the time. They'll hit me in my DM, yo, I like the joint you did, and I'll respond immediately because that's genuine love.
Right.
I don't be wanting to deal with the hate because people feel like you owe them something.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Trying to see what you got going on.
Yeah. Like I literally had somebody DM me like one time. I'm using the word DM. That's crazy. Somebody DM me. He was like, "Yo, it looks like you doing real good, yo. And I'm down right now."
And they trying to catch you. Like, what they got to do with me?
Like, right. I really want to say something, but like I said, my baby girl said I really want to say something else. But I was like, I'm looking at this like, this dude's crazy.
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
But I mean, the stuff you post, man. Like when you rehab these houses, I got the opportunity to go down. We went and saw 2 or 3 houses that day.
Yeah. Actually, one of those. We matter of fact, 2 of the houses that I took you to are hitting the market this week. We got 3 houses hitting the market this week. Yeah. And I'm happy.
You know what was cool?
It's a good week.
Yeah,
it's a great
some bread
week.
coming in.
Yeah. You gotta chill. No. He's not. There's no money coming in, people. No, you gotta relax. We just talked about hate. Why would you say that? This guy. Jeez, you gotta relax.
Going back to it though, man. It opened my eyes because I was like, oh yeah, this something I'm gonna tap into. Yeah. It's something I wanted to learn, and it was beautiful seeing. I mean, when we go in them houses, when they first start, they were mess.
Yeah.
And to see the design work you put in, like even I had the opportunity to design the kitchen with you.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't know that, right? Like all the stuff that y'all see me post, like those are my designs. Like they come straight from my head. And I don't think, and I say that proudly, right? Because I don't think a lot of contractors get to do that. That's what makes my company different. Right. Is that I'm not going to just put a towel in because you want me to put a towel in. I'm going to ask you why. I need some background. Like, are you flipping this?
Right.
Are you living in it? You know what I mean? If you're flipping it, cool. Let me show you something, a product because it's all about the product. Right. We cooking up. You know what I mean? We cooking up a product. Right. So I'm like, let me show you what product's already moving.
Right.
Let's consider this. So when they come to me, I'm giving all my clients, and I say clients, I don't have customers.
Right.
Everybody I deal with, I got a small clientele that I deal with. They just give me keys.
Yeah.
And be like, call me with updates.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Right.
They don't be like, oh, I want bamboo flooring. I want this, I want that. No. They say, all right, here's the keys. Give me that.
They trust
that work. Right. Yeah. So I design my own stuff, man. So you got to see that process. That I'm like Rain Man with that.
I'm not gonna lie, man. This man right here, beautiful houses. I'm big on kitchens. Like, I like kitchens. I like to have the island in the kitchen, all that.
We get a lot of
off the chain.
We get a lot of questions. I get asked about my kitchens all the time. That's why I started a kitchen and bathroom company. Like, I have a crew that's just dedicated to doing kitchens and baths.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, hold on, I gotta leverage again, right? Yeah. I'm like, hold on, I'm going on my cabinet guy. I'm like, bro, I spent a lot of bread in here.
Yeah.
You're not giving me my cut. We gotta work out something, because every time I walk in, he's waving. Hey, how are you?
I bet. Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do you got? What are you working on today? I'm like. So that's what made me start the cabinet and countertop company, right? Because I was like, I can do. Now I'm going to other rehabbers, right? Again, networking, right? I'm going to other rehabbers. I'm going to other contractors, and I'm like, where you getting your cabinets from? They like, oh, we get them from. Everybody goes to the same spot. Wood Floors Plus. There's a couple. Is it cabinets? I don't know. There's a couple spots that people go to, right?
Right.
I get my. Well, I'm bugging. I can't say that out loud. But I don't source. I'll tell you like this. I don't source my cabinets in Maryland. I'll say it like that. We don't. We don't. And our turnaround time is shorter. So it was taking, when I was sourcing cabinets here in Maryland, they was hitting me with like 12 weeks. I'm like, bro, I gotta be done in like the month. You telling me 12 weeks? 5 weeks sometimes.
You sit on the house too long.
Right. I'm sitting. Time is money, right? So I found a connect outside of Maryland. And we make that trip when it's time to go and get cabinets. We just make the trip happen. So when I was up there, I was like, look, if I'm gonna be driving up here, give me a good deal. He was like, yeah, I got you, my man. Cool. All right, bet. So now I'm like, we just gonna sell cabinets and countertops to these other people. And now that increased my network a little bit more. Because now they like, yo, I got a crew. So if you ever need a crew, come holler at me. Like, nah, man, just cop and bop. Just cop my cabinets, cop my cabinet, move on. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And to be honest with you, the beauty of it is that it's less work.
Yeah.
Bro, all I'm doing, I go there. I don't go there, but we go there and we measure out. All right, cool. We lay it out. We place the order. We pick the cabinets up. We deliver them. You know what I mean? What countertop we want? We pick out the countertop, and then I have my countertop people install it.
Yeah.
I'm not touching nothing.
So just good to go.
I'm just getting my bread off the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. But I like it because, I mean, this is stuff that's developed within the last year and a half or so. You know what I'm saying?
That's another thing people don't really know. Yeah. Like, my company really's only been around like 2 years. We did numbers.
Yeah.
We did numbers last year. Like, I'm excited.
There you go. You tell.
I'm not. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Like, if you pay attention though, right? You can put the numbers together in your head.
Yeah.
We're on the verge of doing 12 flips this year. You know what I'm saying? I got 3 houses hitting the market this week. I'm turning down work because we've met our number for I don't ever want to say that, right? But that we maxed out, but we kind of have as far as time goes, right? Because we're talking fiscal year, right? So after this quarter, we'll have 3 or 4 in the next quarter. Then we're gonna go in the fourth quarter. We're finishing up 3 or 4. Like, I'll be honest, like, I got houses that I own that I haven't even had time to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got like 3 or 4 houses that I own. I haven't even touched them, just sitting. In Baltimore City, somehow I'm still getting a water bill. The house is completely vacant. Baltimore City. I hope you guys are watching this. Like, how am I getting a $50 water bill on a house nobody's living in? It's crazy.
But that's dope.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, to be honest, we both watched each other start to blossom and grow. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of stuff that, like you said, we talked about this stuff. We sat in the basement and we talked about this stuff. Like, so, and it's just dope. To me, it's just cool, man. It's cool to have. And like you said earlier, man, you want to kind of be the dumbest one in the room, but you want to have a good network. You want to have a good team.
Yeah.
You want to have good energy around you, and you're a part of my team.
I am a part of your team.
You know what I'm saying?
You're part of my team. Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a support.
I know. I see you come. I'm like, this guy got my hat on.
Got the hat on today. I was support. I remember showing up to the gym. He was like, "Hey man, I got something.
I got something for you.
I got something for you."
I did. Yeah.
I was like, "Man, let me throw that over real quick. I'm about to lift these weights."
Yeah, that logo mean a lot, yo.
Yeah,
like people
explain
it. That logo. So my oldest son is on autism spectrum.
That's my man. Though.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna talk because people don't give you credit about that. I'm gonna definitely holler. Definitely. So my oldest son has Asperger's, which is on the autism spectrum, right? So everything I do, I always try to incorporate him in it. And if you look at the logo, you see the puzzle piece in it. So that was like the initial inspiration for it. But it's also about bringing, people come to me for a lot of stuff. They be like, yo, you got this, you got that, you know this person, you know that person. I can make a phone call and get things done quick, right? And I'm always networking people together because I believe in that's just kind of how I move.
Right.
So just like when you called me and we was talking, I was like, yo, I can get Tay on the phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let me get him on the phone. You gotta get him on your show because he's doing big things. So I always connect people together. And the triangle is one of the strongest shapes. So I felt like, and then it's facing that way because I feel like we're moving forward.
Right.
It's the strongest shape, and it's a puzzle. It's bringing things together, and I solve problems. That's what I do. Basically, what I do for a living.
Right.
So it just made sense. So when I was designing it, I was like, oh, this is actually I didn't even design it. I'm like, let me give her credit. She'll kill me if I don't. Brandis Bradley, I'm giving you your credit publicly.
So she another one we're gonna have on the show.
You gotta have my sister on the show.
She got a lot of good stuff going on too.
Yo, she's killing the game right now. But so she actually was the one that designed it. The crazy thing about it was I had it in my brain, and when she sent me the logo, I was just like, "Oh, this is perfect."
That's
like,
it. Yeah,
and that's how the logo came about.
That's it, man. We gotta give a shout out to your son, though, man.
My son,
That's my man. He's such a tough kid. I had the opportunity he came down to the boxing gym for the summertime, and we were together every day. I was picking him up, man, and I got to learn a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's a special kid, right?
He's special.
He's
strong.
I can't even talk about him without getting emotional.
Yeah,
I don't even cry, but if I talk about him, I definitely tear up. I love him.
He's such a strong young man, and and when he left, I didn't get the opportunity to really say bye. And I ain't gonna lie, it kind of touched my soul a little bit because
he asked about you all the time,
bro. That's my because
it threw me off when he said he wanted to do boxing. I thought he was joking.
Yeah.
I guess that's I dropped the balls at that. When he told me he wanted to go, he would stop eating meat. I was like, what? Well, maybe I eat those nuggets unless he was like, no. And then we would take him to places. That food would sit there. So I'm like, man, I had to like, that's one of those moments where you learn your child. You're like, oh, he's serious. He's not doing it. So when he said he wanted to box, I was like, what? So I called his mother like, your son want to box, and she was like box? Like, what do you mean box? I'm like, he wants to get physical, but he's not a physical kid.
Hey.
You know what I mean? He's kind-hearted. He's a sweet kid, man. He's sweet. He's the best.
He grew that summer though.
Bro, he did.
He grew that summer.
He did. And I definitely appreciate you personally, as a friend, as a parent. Like, yo, I appreciate you. I appreciate your program.
Definitely.
Shout out to MJ. Shout out to
What's up?
Yeah. Shout out to Goji Project, man. He really felt like it was a family. Like y'all made him family.
Oh yeah, it was.
And and it gave him opportunity because when he comes to Maryland, he's always, my son don't live here. My son live in Ohio, but when he comes to Maryland, he's always with me, all day long. He's chilling, right? So now he comes to Maryland. He knows Coach Chiles gonna come get me.
Come scoop him up.
He's gonna teach me how to, and watch it. So the crazy thing about him being up here was Creed was on like every day. I'm like, come on, TBS, like what are y'all doing? And he was like, we gotta watch Creed. So he fell in love with that movie, and I'm like, oh man. So that kind of inspired, and it, that helped. So I appreciate you for that, man.
Like we say, his growth was so crazy because when I met him, real quiet. I felt like he was a little skittish,
respectful,
but very, very
well mannered,
very well mannered.
I'm gonna talk that's my baby. That's my oldest. So I'm gonna talk my trash.
Very well mannered. And he grew. Yeah, because after about a month, we was getting in the car. He was rapping and everything. I'm like, well, how you know this song?
Musically, like his music game. I'm not even gonna lie. He put me on the music. I'm like, he like, have you heard this? And it'll be something crazy, like, and I'll be like, nah, I haven't heard it. And then I'll be downloading it.
Yeah, that was me.
All right, Pandora, download this.
He get out the car, turn it up a little
Right.
bit more. You know what I'm saying? But, and he got the opportunity, because he traveled with us too. We took him up to, what was it?
Philly.
I think we took him
Y'all
to
went to
Philly.
Philly, yeah.
I know it was either
he
Philly
was
or
hyped.
Atlantic
He
City.
was up early,
bro.
He's sleeping. He was up early that day.
Had his t-shirt on,
ready to go.
rock,
He was
bro.
in go mode.
Yeah, you would thought he was fighting that day. But and definitely with like Najee, they had a little bond because that's somebody that's young. He's 20, Najee 20, 21 years old. So you're gonna relate a little bit more to Najee. And me, I'm coach, I'm the disciplinary.
Right.
So they related. They gonna listen to the same music. And that was like, man, he was like my boy fight. You know what I'm saying?
He was hyped about that.
And for me, looking at the whole family aspect and the energy, like I was like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it was. He was excited. He came back. You know what I mean? For him to, even though I don't think Waterboy fought that day, right?
I think the guy pulled out that day.
Yo, how come every time I go to a fight,
bro, I've been still going through it, bro.
Every time I go to a fight, he never fights.
Yeah. And that was cool too, because when we first met, I think a week after we first met, you came up to Philly with us. Remember we came up to Philly?
Yeah, and I met, what's her name? I chopped it up with Lil Mo's ex.
Dargan,
Carl.
Yep,
Yeah. I appreciate that connect.
Oh yeah, definitely, bro. I mean, you just had genuine support since day one. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like, we always talk about like real people, right? Mm-hmm. I think, like, can we talk about this for a second?
Let's
like,
talk.
I feel like the word real it's a lot of people out here that get the real title. They don't be doing real stuff, right? Like, I be seeing on like Instagram and I be seeing on Facebook, I be like, yo, free a real one. I'm like, he ain't a real person. Just because he out here, he's shooting, he might, make his little money. Like, why are we, why is he getting the title of being real?
Right.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I got, my brother's, incarcerated. He'll be home soon. But, but don't get me wrong. I want him free. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't be like, oh, he's a real one. Like, nah, like, to me personally, I know I may rub some people the wrong way. I don't give a care. See, I told you I could control it. I don't really care, but to me, real people are guys like you who have a positive effect in the community.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're actually doing something constructive. I got a homie. Shout out to Tay, my homeboy Tay.
Yeah.
He's feeding 50 families a year and providing Christmas gifts to them out of his own pocket.
Yeah.
He's a real one.
Yeah.
That's a real one to me.
That's
I know plenty of coaches. My homeboy Mac, what up? He's a coach out Pikesville. My father, who gave 30 years to a program, he doesn't even own it. You know what I'm saying? He don't even own a program, but he gave 30 years to a program. He's a real one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know real people who's doing real things, guys that are in the communities, really doing real things. So can we stop giving real titles?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a real one. He's not real. He's not doing anything for us. He's not moving us forward.
He's creating trauma.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that's the big thing about it is that we all live with so much trauma. And like also we on Wednesdays we do it. I had Cliff on the show.
Oh, word? Yeah.
And
Cliff's I call him the governor, yo. He's the governor of Planet Fitness.
I call Planet Fitness know everybody.
Everybody knows.
But on Wednesdays we do a men's meeting, like a men's group meeting. And it's been awesome. You know what I'm saying? We get in there and we talk. And those are things we talk about because everybody in there has a son, they have a daughter, they have a family. And we are living in a world now that's full of trauma. People don't know how to get over that trauma. They don't know how to deal with that trauma. And every violence is glorified.
Yo, that group, personally, that group has been a game changer for me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just being around good guys. Or hold on, let me steal that word. Or real ones. A bunch of real ones, right? Like, these guys bring, because I realize even with like everything that I have going on, right? I gotta wear a lot of different hats, bro.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? You see, I got my daughter here. I'm in dad mode. I'm still in. This is kind of considered work mode, right? And with everything else I have, I'm still a boyfriend, still a son. I'm still a uncle. I got I'm still an employee. You saw the resume, right? I got a lot of different things going on. So it's like managing that stress is like something I had to be taught because I was just carrying it.
Shout out to Cliff.
Cliff, thank you a lot. Like, I learned how to manage that.
You learn how to manage, and I think as men, we take on every challenge. You know what I'm saying? You want to be the breadwinner. You want to make sure everybody in the house is well, everything's good, and you forget about yourself. And that was something that Cliff kind of put back into me. Definitely, he was like, "Hey
It's
man,
what do you say? Call it self love.
little self love, little
Yo,
self
that
care,
self love got me though,
bro." Oh yeah,
it
that turned
jinxed
into
me.
a whole.
Let me just tell you. So we was up, right? We had a good week. It was a good Friday. So I'm like, yo, they always talking about self love. I'm gonna go blow a bag. So you know, for me it is like I had to like hype myself up. Like on Friday, you're gonna go to the mall. You're gonna blow a bag on yourself with no guilt.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna look at her face and be like, I should have bought my daughter. So I'm not gonna look at my son and be like, I should have bought my girl. Nobody's getting anything. This is all me.
It's my day.
I go to the mall. For those who don't know, if you ever want to get me a gift, I'm a polo fanatic. The only reason I'm not wearing it today is because he didn't want to get sued. But
we gotta watch the logo.
Right. But I'm a polo fanatic, right? So I go to the polo store. Mm-hmm. I don't blow a whole bag. I blow half a bag. Mm-hmm. It's 500, right? Like that. So I'm like, word, boom. I walk past the express store. I'm like, oh, I got to get some clothes for work. You know what I'm saying? I might be going on a podcast one day. I got to be right. I got to be right. I got to be prepared. Grab a couple things. So, you know, that ticket's going up. I'm like, all right, Gene, like budget. I got a little bit of money left. And I get a call. Yo, we outside tonight. We are outside. I look. I'm like, yeah, we good.
Yeah.
Right? Bro, I get to my car, start driving. We are 2 days away from my house hitting the market. And I get a phone call that we had a flood, like a leak. And I got to replace hardwood floors throughout the whole first floor. Had to patch the ceiling. I had plumbing issues. 10 beds, bro.
I think I remember
you can keep your self-love because I feel like the minute I did it, I'm like, man, you can keep it. Keep your self-love. I'll continue to just take care of everybody else.
He watching right
now. He's watching. I'm sorry.
Right we appreciate you, Cliff.
I'm sorry. Could you keep that self-love? It was bad luck for me. I said never. I said I felt like God was telling me like, I told you. I told you don't go blow it. Like I felt like, but it was cool. I'm actually gonna post up before after pictures.
Yeah.
Probably like I think the photographer's coming up.
I think that's Monday. That one house that I really liked with the whole
that house plan. That house was perfect for you,
bro. Yeah, don't worry.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
We making that's my goal.
What is it? You gotta write it down. I told you.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's written down.
Don't play with it.
It's written down.
Write it down.
I'm gonna snatch something up soon. Because I was like, oh, we walked in. He was like, yeah, I done knocked down this wall. We put the island right here. We're going to redo the wall.
Yeah, you definitely
was like, oh, all right. Got a full basement, the office in the basement. I'm like, oh,
right.
It's me right here.
Right.
Right.
Like, it's nice. It's a nice spot in that community. This is like my daughter always asks me, she was like, why you buy this house? Like, we in the hood. She know, you know what I mean? She see what's going on. But, but I tell her because it's like the song, we set the trend, right? We come in, I want to be at the bottom of the S curve, right? That business S curve. I don't want to wait till somebody who has more money. I don't want to throw a race on it, but right? It's never us. It's never us that comes in. That community goes up when somebody else buys it, and they start repairing it, and then we get pushed out.
Right.
What is that? It's gentrification, right? We get pushed out. So I'm like, I'm buying in the hood. I'm buying in the hood. And you know what happens? We go in the hood, we get their buy-in. I go talk to whoever's doing whatever, whoever's in charge of it. I go talk to them. They know me. They like, well, we got you. Something that's it. All right, we could. Yeah. Matter of fact, I hired them too. I'm like, yo, I need some help. Yo, whatever you need, we got you.
Yeah.
They'll come over and help, right? I buy in those areas. What do you say?
My man, Mr. Dean, he was like, when you get that house, he know I got that big 220-gallon fish tank.
Oh, man.
Have your man put the fish tank on the wall.
Right. So you know, when we buying those houses, right, I try to be the first one in.
Right.
And then you know what happened? You've been out there. You know what happened? Now there's like 3 or 4 other developers. Because now they driving through the hood and they see somebody working on something, and then the first thing they think is, what does he know?
Yeah.
What he got some inside scoop? Right. You know what I'm saying? And then that starts the trend. So I'm never afraid to go in what they quote unquote the hood. Like, you know what I mean? What does that mean? Just because what? Like that because it's the hood, they don't deserve a nice house.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So it's like that shit just whatever.
Yeah. They got money your skin. Yeah.
So like, yeah, but like it's like four or five houses on that block.
On
Man.
that, oh yeah,
yeah.
since the,
Yeah,
crazy.
right. Since you've been there,
Yeah,
nobody
since
was
I've
there. It was
been
just
there.
me.
Yeah,
Right.
that's crazy. That's crazy. And I like it also because something I really want to hit on, even while we talking about the houses.
Yeah. What's up?
You bought your kids houses.
I did.
That was so dope.
Appreciate
That
it.
was so dope. Like, that was it a birthday present or something
No,
like that?
no. It was it was just something that I wanted to do. I again my network. I'm
Mm-hmm.
around a lot of different people, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and one of the cultures, I guess, I don't call it a culture. One of the religion that I admire, the Jewish community.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
have any Jewish friends?
I don't, but I know.
Yeah, you got to get
Jews.
Jewish friends.
Yeah,
Jewish friends that's where it's at. If a Jewish guy comes there, I'm out. That's my guy. Now, you're not my guy no more. He walk. Nah, real talk.
Like
but if you ever look at how they operate,
mm-hmm.
it's something to look at, like the way they treat their kids.
Mm-hmm.
They got like little businessmen and women at
Mm-hmm.
like the age of my daughter's age, right? And don't they have like bar mitzvahs? Everybody's giving the envelopes and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, when they get those envelopes,
Mm-hmm.
they're putting that money into sound investments in a structured vehicle, right, for their future. So I have a friend. He was just talking to me. He's like, "Yo, you're building this portfolio, for what?" So I'm thinking I'm giving him the right answer, right? I'm like, "Yeah, I'm trying to cash flow like 10 bands a month."
Mm-hmm.
He like, "Oh, word? What you gonna do with that?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna do this and that." And he's like, "What about your kids? You got like 4 kids?"
Right.
I'm like, "I got like 3.5." Got 3.5, right? So he's like, "Well, what about them?"
Mm-hmm.
So that it got me to thinking, right? And so the other thing they do in the community is they recycle their dollar, right? Their dollar stays in there. They'll loan us money.
Mm-hmm.
We pay them back with interest, and then they'll
Mm-hmm.
loan it out. You know what I mean? They'll loan it out to their own people too, right? So like talking with him really changed my mindset on how I was looking at things. And I'm like, bro, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm up.
Right.
I can go and buy the shoes I want. I could, I got a house. You know what I mean? My family's good. So when it came down to them, I was like, I'm building this for them. So I got 3 boys and a girl.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter's my everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
My everything. I love my other kids. Don't get me wrong. But she knows where she's at with my heart, right? So one of the things that was important to me was that whether I'm here or not, she's got. I need to make sure she's good.
Mm-hmm.
So when she was born, the month she was born in September. So from the time she was born, I was saving like 150 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Just 150. It started off 100.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't always 150. It started off $100. It was $25 a week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like 25.
We spend that,
bro.
That's
we
right.
eat that. Like that's nothing. So I started with 100. I bumped it up to like 150.
Mm-hmm.
She was. How old are you? 8, right? 8 when this happened. How old are you now? 9. My bad, Dad, for asking that.
But
my bad.
She made that face too.
So she was 8. She was 8 when I made it. Yeah, because I bought it last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for 8 years, I was putting this money up.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the funny thing: I forgot I did it. It was just I did like a direct deposit out of my check,
right,
and then it was just like coming out. I just never thought about it,
right.
And so after I had that conversation, I'm like, I'm gonna find it. I gotta find a deal for my daughter. I gotta make sure she's good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started, it came, and I was ready for it.
Right.
I told you preparation.
That's right.
Opportunity. They said that equals luck, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. So I was like, all right, cool. So I got presented with an opportunity to purchase this house, and I'm like, all right, cool. So when it came time to put down like the down payment and stuff, majority of the money was hers. It was all I didn't have to really contribute much. Right.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna be 16. When she turns 16, I'm probably gonna buy a car, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what a down payment of like 2,000-3,000.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just front her the 2,000-3,000 now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care about the car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how I looked at it. Like I got put out money, but who cares?
Right.
So I added to it. We got the deal done. So yeah, she owns a house. She makes $600 a month.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? She's at the age of 9, 10.
Mm-hmm.
She's already ahead of the game.
That's right.
And I put it on a decent mortgage. Mm-hmm. Shout out to he's gonna kill me if I do not give him props. Shout out to my man Matt Krem. He made that deal happen.
Mm-hmm.
It was not easy, but he looked out and he made that happen. So yeah, so we got the deal done, and so the type of mortgage that I put on it when she turns 23, she'll have like 100 and some thousand in cash, and then the house, if she chooses to keep the house, you know what I mean? It's hers.
Yeah.
She chooses to sell it. It's another 200 and some thousand dollars. So she's at 23, 23, 24. She's up like 300 bands.
That's beautiful.
Right. I did my job.
That's right.
Right. I did my job. So once I did that deal, I was like, all right, I got to get my oldest son a house. I got to get my youngest son a house. The house that I took you to, that was actually my son Cheek's house. That's his. Yeah. So I'm not keeping that though. I'm flipping it, and I'm gonna just take that money, and then I'm gonna put it in a different vehicle for him because he's younger.
Yeah.
He's a lot younger. So, but yeah, man. So yeah, that was it. That was like, that was like the first quarter of my 4-quarter plan. I'll call it like that, right? First quarter was her. Now I'm working on her kids. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on my son's kids. Like I'm on the next generation, working on that, working on them right now. They're good. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working on that. And I tell y'all this is some game, right? Make sure, listen, I never understood how all these dope boys out here running around flashing on this money don't have no life insurance. How do you not have life? Like that's the dumbest stuff. Anyway, but yeah. So like, I set them up through my life insurance policy so that like if some people knows, maybe some people don't, right? On my life insurance policy, my daughter and my family only get 50% of what's in there, right? The other 50% goes into a trust. So I don't know about you. When I was coming up, if you had a trust fund, you're like, oh, this guy got millions. This guy he is trust fund, right? Oh, you're a trust fund, baby, right? Well, everybody's hating, low key. Everybody's hating, right? But here's the thing. So they get my kids, my daughter, my girl, they get 50% of that. They're good. You see, she's already. I can't do it. If you can't make it in life with 300,000, baby, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to tell you. To at least to start, you know what I mean? To get started, right?
That's a good investment,
right? So the rest of that money stays in a trust, right? And then, it gains compound interest. You know what compound interest, right? That's what Einstein said. It's like the ninth wonder of the world, right? So it sits in there until her children, my son's children, they reach of a certain age, right? And then my trustee, whoever I leave in charge, the right to manage my trust, right? They distribute those funds accordingly. So I can be in the grave and still controlling stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a control freak. I admit it. Publicly. But see, that's what the Rockefeller did. We can all be doing this. So when people be like, when I say I'm working on my grandkids and I'm trying to get to their grandchildren, like that's how you start setting that up. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to.
Look, while we talking about you over there, I see you.
Are you gonna bring her?
I'm about to bring her on the show.
Oh man,
come on,
baby girl,
come on, get on the show.
Oh, it's a proud damn moment.
Yeah,
go ahead, you can bring her on the show.
Look, when we first got here, she was like, I got the YouTube. I'm learning about construction.
You go,
come on with all that hell. Look.
Hi, I'm Anaya J. Ringgold.
Don't be shy now. Welcome to 12 Rounds with Chiles. So we're gonna talk about what you got going on too. Don't be shy, because you weren't shy when you first got here. Now she get in front of the camera, she's shy. So, but you are also like, you got a brilliant dad. You got a dad that really loves you. But you got some things going on for yourself too. So would you tell us about some of the things you got going on?
So mostly me. I say my dad. He says no. So I have a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah,
the YouTube channel's coming. It's coming
soon. It's called Anaya's Construction. It's basically just about how it's like a day in the life of my dad. So I go around and ask him like questions like, oh, well, how did you do this? How did you do that? Like, why did you choose this house? And he just answers my questions, and it's kind of cool because it's like from my point of view.
Yeah.
And it's just different. It's like a kid's point of view.
So was that your idea? Was that something you was like, I'm gonna give this to the world?
She was like, Dad, I want a YouTube channel. And I'm like, man, you know,
It's,
I'm super leery, man.
Yeah.
I was even leery like just now when you was like, you want to come on? I'm like, bro, I'm not the guy that's gonna take no negative comments about my child. I'm not that guy. Yeah, I'll track you. In Hartford County, listen, Hartford County's mad small. If you ever got beef with somebody, just meet them at the Walmart. So if you think you're gonna say something slick about me or my child on this show, I'll catch you. Right, I will wait. Wait, like bro, you coming here? I already know. But yeah, like it was like when she brought me the idea, I was like, I don't really know. And then I don't, the comments, and then but she was like, no, but what we can do is I'll follow you around.
Yeah.
Doing on like a Saturday when you're doing checkups, and I can give it from my perspective what I see.
Yeah.
So like we'll go out and she'll be like, what are these red marks on the floor? What is this for? What is that?
Right.
What made you do this? And how much did you spend? And why did you pick this? And it's all questions that I feel like adults want to know too, right?
Yeah.
Well, not everybody, right? Because I'm not really anybody, but like people who know me, right? You know what I mean? Right. So I felt like it was cool, and that was kind of like the only way I was signing off on that. I'll be honest, like it had to be something that I could be involved in, get managed.
Oh yeah, it's a crazy.
Just make sure. So she got the personality.
She does, and I love it because when we came in the studio, she was like, "Let me look at this camera." Tilt this light up a little bit so we can see y'all. Even when we were recording just a little minute ago, she like, let me look at this camera, make sure everything tight. So she's super into it. And it's that time, like, that's where the world is going. The world is everything. Most people don't even watch cable TV no more.
No.
They tuning in to YouTube.
Yo, Netflix is
you know what I'm saying? They tuning in. They streaming everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you look at the kids now, they 2 years old. A year old, they hopping right on the iPad, going right to YouTube. They watching kids play with toys. So that's the way the world is going.
It is.
And she's learning. Look, she like, yeah, this is my opportunity.
Right.
Take your opportunity.
This is your opportunity.
You on YouTube right now. Take your opportunity.
We gotta finish out the details and stuff. But I definitely I'm excited for. I'm just glad she's interested in what I'm doing. That was the main thing.
Yeah, because she's gonna learn it, and she may keep the bar going. You know what I'm saying?
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Like I feel like she's mature and she understands things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she picks up on things.
Yeah.
So I want to take full advantage of it.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I ain't believing it's like how old are you? 9, 10? I'm damn.
Right. Bro, I'm 40.
Hey, Gene, don't worry, just call me.
Bro, I'm right. Like that's what I'm saying.
Look, I'm like, and to me, and it's like that even with all the kids, even the kids that I have in the gym. Like I got a kid, I want to say he's 14 years old, 15 years old, he's 6'3", 245.
Jesus.
I'm like, great day. Like, I ain't getting none of that. I'm coming in at a whopping 5'7". You know what I'm saying?
Yo, these kids now, like, I went to my little brother's graduation. I'm like, these look like I had to ask my dad. I'm like, I don't remember like graduating with people this size. Like,
that's what
I felt like, you know what I mean? I'm 5'10", make 5'11". You know what I mean? Like,
I'm gonna give you that.
We had like maybe like a couple kids that was like 6 foot. Like, you had a couple. I felt like his whole class was like 6 foot and up. I'm like,
damn. I'm saying, like, you don't have. Hey, mom. Look, my mom just told me.
Your mom's on.
Hey, mom. I always tell her I'm gonna give her a shout out. I'm gonna have to get her on the show.
No, not my mother.
Hey,
no, you can't put my mother.
Look, one day I'm gonna get my mom on the show because my mama live.
You should do like a mom's episode.
That would be cool.
Listen, I've been giving y'all gems since I got here. Shaquan, where's he at? He's somewhere. I know he can hear me.
He another one.
I've been dropping gems on y'all all day on how to get to this bag, man. Get to this bag. I've been dropping.
Look, I'll be trying to get Saquon usually sits in the back, y'all. He does all the camera work, all the producer work. And I usually try to get him in front of the camera real quick, and he'd be like, no. But I'm like, give everybody love, man. We all doing this together. You know,
it's a nice studio, man. Like, you really came up.
Hey, man, I'm just trying to do my thing. And look, I'm happy that y'all came on. Look, I got both of y'all on. Got the Ringgolds on. That's hard.
Right. Go gang. So that's
they got that. That's big, man. That's big. Yeah. Be a father. That's dope. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. It's a lot because it's a lot of kids nowadays because I deal with a lot of kids that come from not the greatest places. They don't have a father to go call.
Nah, and that's another thing about what we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like with my company, people think Epic stands for big. It really stands for empowering people and improving communities, right? That's it's just the acronym, right? And that empowering people and improving communities is like when we go into these areas. I talk to these kids. You know what I mean? And I get asked all the time, like, yo, how you get into this?
Right.
You go to college? I'm like, no.
Right.
No. You know what I mean? Like, and I've been fortunate, like, to change some of these people's life. Just their direction. You know what I mean? You just gotta. Sometimes people just need direction.
Right.
So I tell them, like, yo, look, electrician. There's a shortage on trade guys right now. Right. You know who got the market cornered on like labor? Obviously, right? The Latinos, they got it cornered. Right. They laugh at us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like my crew showed up one day. It was only like 3 guys, and we had a whole bunch of stuff to move. So I'm like, yo, it's only you two. They like, yeah, one of us is 10 of y'all. I'm like, oh, you want to talk this? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So they had a problem they couldn't solve, and I came over and solved it. I'm like, yeah, one of us is 10 of y'all.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel? But I was telling them, I tell these guys, I'm like, yo, go be an electrician, go look into HVAC, go look into plumbing.
Right.
These are all commendable trades, right? But the thing is, they give you an opportunity to have ownership, because that's what it's all about, right? Having ownership. None of the people that work for me, work for me.
Right.
I make sure that they all have separate LLCs. I want them to be independent. You know what I mean? I want them to have their own. I don't want them to feel like it's a W-2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But you still need a W-2.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't quit my job. Because I still, the banks look at us like I could have made, I'm not going to say what I could have made, but or what I made, but it doesn't, like, I can go into a bank and be like, hey, I need $100,000 for a house, right? And the first thing they're going to ask me is, where am I employed?
Right.
And then if I tell them I'm self-employed, it's like they like shun me, like, you're self-employed? I dare you to come into my bank talking you're self-employed, like, you're high risk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how am I high risk? Like, but if I tell them, oh, I work here and I make $65,000 a year, I make $75,000, they're like, oh, why didn't you start with that?
Right.
Here's your loan. I'm like, what? This is backwards to me, right?
Right.
Just like I still don't understand that. Just like I don't understand, how is it that I can buy $120,000 car, M8. Not that I want that.
Yeah.
Look, not that I want that. But how is it that I can buy $120,000 car easy, but I can't get a house, $120,000 loan for a house that easy?
Right.
Or look, you can switch the game up, even make it. This now really doesn't make sense.
Right.
It's easier to get a car than it is to get a house.
Right.
It's easier to get a house than it is to rent an apartment.
Yeah.
Like, does that make sense?
Real.
They'd be like, "Oh, you can't. You wanna lease this apartment for $1,200 a month? Let's look here.
Yeah.
You're like, yo,
you need to make 3 times the amount.
3 times, like, come on, bro. None of this makes sense to me. Like, I don't know, man. But
and definitely, like, even going back, man, and I appreciate you because as we were building the gym, he came in and he did a lot of work for us. Built that ring.
Facts.
Was there for anything we needed, and like, I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, it's no problem.
You always been in my corner.
You put me on the board. Am I still? I gotta talk to MJ because I don't know if I'm still on the board. But nah, man. Like, anything that I can be a part of. Like, I was asking, like, before, I'm like, who's your sponsor? You gotta get a sponsor.
Right.
You're giving out good content. Even with, like, my homeboys and their nonprofit.
Right.
I help them as best as I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's about helping each other. I don't mind being a crab in the barrel.
Yeah.
Right. As long as I'm not the crab that's gonna grab and pull. I'm the crab that's gonna grab and hold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that crab, hoping that the crab that I'm holding on to is holding on to somebody. And we only need one crab to get us out of the whole entire barrel, right? Like, that's the thing. So yeah, it's all about helping each other, man.
Right. I know you got some shout outs. You got some shout outs.
You want to give a shout out?
You on YouTube? Your dad can't say nothing right now.
Oh, but it's a long car ride home. It's a long car ride to the crib.
Do your thing.
You don't get shot down. What you want to say?
All I see is smiles and teeth now. So before we went on air, she was talking trash. She had all kind of. She got her little iPhone watch on. They gave you a little story about the iWatch.
Oh yeah, tell him about the. How did this iWatch story? What was the iWatch story?
If what was it?
You asked me for an iWatch. iPhone, yeah,
Oh,
Apple
it
Watch.
was
Apple Watch,
if I recorded you when you were here.
No, that
Oh,
was
she
no.
Look, she got her
No,
own story.
how no? Right? No, when you asked me to buy you an Apple Watch, right? And I told you I would buy you an Apple Watch if what?
So it was your birthday.
Was
I
my birthday.
said, "Hey," at the bus stop, I was like, "Hey, Dad, I really want an Apple Watch," and he was like, "Okay, I'll buy you an Apple Watch if you buy me a Rolex." And I was like, "Oh,
Ooh.
okay, bet, let's go."
Oh, you was ready?
And
Yo, excited.
and
No. What did you say? You so confidently, bro.
I was like,
Oh,
"Oh, yeah, let's go." Okay, I'll get one.
Consider it done.
That's what she said?
That's what she said. She
Consider
was
it done.
like, I'll tell Mom, consider it done. I was like, that's
Oh.
a level of confidence that I've
Yeah.
never seen
You
from
know
this girl.
something
Like,
I don't know?
bro, she wanted
Right.
this Apple Watch. She did not care. Man.
So then I asked my mom. She was like, "Oh, a Rolex? Do you know how much these things cost?" And I was like, "They can't be that much." And then she told me the price. I was like,
Oh, he got me.
Yo,
that
right.
bet.
The funny thing was my girl, like, she like, yo, Nice, so upset. I'm like, why? She be like, because she just knew you was gonna get a Rolex. I'm like, oh, so she found out how much they tight. She never brought it up until like later on, like, you never told me how much they cost.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I mean, that's not fair.
that was that self-love. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
When Cliff said self-love, I was
Mhm.
like, yo, I'm gonna buy myself a Rolex.
Yeah.
I made it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I made it. I earned this.
Yeah.
Dog, I would never buy a Rolex.
I didn't even know, like, at first I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know what the point of it was, because I was like, you already have like a million other watches.
You gotta relax. Between you and Chiles,
and I just didn't see why he wanted one. So I was gonna get it until I found out that price.
I just felt like
the price tag hefty, ain't it? Yeah.
Yo, I mean, but it's an investment. No, real talk.
Is,
so my homie was just telling me, like, if you buy a Rolex from like the manufacturer, like, it's worth like, if you buy from the manufacturer, it's literally worth like 3 times the amount. It's crazy. I didn't believe him until I started, doing my little research. I got a little Google team.
Yeah,
We're
gonna all have us a little. I like it. I forgot what I was watching. Everybody, the whole team put the Rolexes on the table, and everybody open a Rolex box together. We'll be there, bro. We can do it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't think, no matter how much money I make, I don't think I'm ever gonna buy a Rolex.
You don't think you're gonna do it?
I just can't. It's my brain is different, bro. I can't fathom
Cliff was in the comments. He said you need to have some self love.
I gotta have some. I'm gonna have some self love. I just can't fathom the idea of spending like 20,000-30,000 on a watch.
Yeah,
like I can't.
You're right, bro.
Just for a watch, because I had to get out of that mind. I'm finally out of that mindset of impressing broke people.
That's,
you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm not
words
impressing.
out my mouth.
Like I'm so far out of it. Like, I don't even beef with people no more.
Right.
Like, we ain't in the same tax bracket, dog. I'm not beefing with you. Like, we ain't in the same tax. What do I look like? Like, I'm not even trying to say. It sounds very arrogant. I apologize. I'm not that person. But like, I had a situation, and you know about the situation. It was a situation. I'm like, I'm not beefing with this. Like, we don't even make the same amount of money. Like, I would be losing money by the time I put that on your head and to put it over top of my mantle. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, no, I'm not beefing with it. So,
look, before we go, y'all, you know you gotta put out your tags, man.
I told you I don't play the social media.
I know you don't, but
listen, y'all can follow us. I will, man. Y'all can catch me on at Next Epic Construction on Facebook. We're on Instagram, Next E Construction. Yeah, we'll be back on the show. I would love to. If you'll have me. You got me outside on a Friday, by the way.
You know I'm gonna have you back.
Yeah,
and
got
then
me
we're
outside
gonna
on
have
Friday.
her back so she can push her little.
Yeah.
Don't make that face.
I
got you. I'm gonna help you.
You can come. You come scoop up and bring her here, man.
We could get in here. We get in the studio.
I do want to give some love to my family, my parents. Everybody who supported me from day one. Like, this isn't just me. Like, you guys see me, but it was a lot of people that sculpted me, that gave me the DNA.
Yes.
You know what I mean? For me to be the person, the dad that I am, the parent that I am, the spouse that I am, the business person that I am. And I want to thank all my clients that I work with. I'm blessed, man, to work with some amazing people, Shout out to my homie D. What up? Without him, we really can't. The company really wouldn't be moving the way it's moving without him. He's very instrumental in the day to day. But yeah, man, thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate you.
Definitely. Before I go, I always like to, I give out this, usually it's the same quote, or I give out a quote of something that kind of inspired me throughout the week. But I got this one quote, and I used it on my first show. But still to this day, it's something I came up on the fly. I was at the gym actually. I listen to ET in the morning. I start my morning every day.
I wonder who gave you that. Who gave you that?
Well, you know what I'm saying?
Yo,
hey, bro.
It's important.
Every
man.
morning.
Feed your brain.
Every morning.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to say, man,
feed your brain.
Your dream will never become a reality without effort, dedication, consistency, and love for what you are doing. There are people that don't get the opportunity, right? And I know I say it every show. There are people that don't get to wake up the next day.
Nope.
There are people that wake up that day and don't finish that day. So you have to take every day for granted and give every day your best. Every day. And hard work will lead to something.
Yeah.
You know
I always tell people, if you're persistent, you will get it. And if you're consistent, you'll keep it.
Yeah.
Be persistent in your dream.
Definitely.
You will get it. And when you get your dream, when you get your goal, be consistent with it, and you'll definitely keep it.
Definitely. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you too. All that smile. Thank y'all for being on the show.
Appreciate you, man.
12 rounds with Chiles. Like, share it. Please, we need it to go everywhere. We got gems in this thing. We got messages. You see a great family. You see the love. You see the energy. Let's spread it. Thank everybody that supports it. Every week we getting bigger and bigger, and that's awesome. Because this was just something that I started that I didn't think it was gonna go anywhere. It was something fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now it's starting to grow, and I'm getting great
Hold on,
people.
man. We ain't even getting to
What else you want to talk about?
Listen, man. We got a lot of things. My company's got a lot of things going on. I'm coming back.
You gotta come back.
I'll be back.
You gotta
Part 2.
come back.
Can I come back next week?
Yeah, let's do it.
For
What's
real?
up? You know what?
I can come back next week.
Let's get you and what is it?
I can bring whoever. I'll bring them out.
I would like to get Matt on here.
Yeah. I'll bring him
Matt on here.
He said he wanted to come on.
Yeah.
Have you had a?
I had a one-on-one with Matt.
No, but I'm saying I haven't seen any white guests besides MJ's not white. He's not white. He has dreads. He's not white.
No. So I need to get a woman because I haven't had.
I got you. Sis,
we gotta get Brandy on.
Brandy's on
because I like Brandy. Brandy creative.
Yeah. She's doing big things.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Yes.
She's incredible with the things that she's doing.
We're gonna get Matt on here.
Okay, I'll make it happen.
Matt is a smart guy.
Who do I write my invoice to? I need my commission.
You gonna have to.
Nah, you hear that? You see how they use me again. You see how I make things happen. If y'all haven't taken anything away from this podcast, I make things happen. If you need it, I make it happen.
That's my man right there. My man 50 grand, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I'll see you next week. I'm here.
Hey, what's up?
I'm here next week.
Let's do it. Y'all tune in next week. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna drop some more juice.
All right.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night. It's all love.